big question is can men change? In my opinion, yes, they can change, but only for the right person. So many women spend forever in a relationship wondering when their man will change. Honey, they're only gonna change if you're the one to them. And that's because they would do anything to keep you. Sometimes they say they're gonna change, but then of course that doesn't stick out. What I've noticed is if your man is truly, truly in love with you, he's gonna do anything he can to keep you. To get real with you guys, me and my boyfriend have been dating for 6 years, and at year 3, we were just going through a rough patch. It was during quarantine, so we were just in close quarters, and I have just like very high standards, and I felt like he wasn't meeting those standards. One day I almost even walked away from our relationship because I told him that I needed change or else I couldn't stay in the relationship. Well, guess what? He completely changed those standards that I wasn't satisfied with, and it's been 3 years since, and he has maintained that change. Not only is he just genuinely a great guy, but I know that he is my soulmate and that he has so much love for me because he was willing to completely change and maintain that change, which is the hardest part for men. For some reason, men like to randomly like trick you into changing just so that you can stay, and then they just like reverse and go back to how they were. A truly changed man is a man that actually maintains that change for you. If your man hasn't been changing for you just by casually asking, here's what you can do. You can fully walk away from him because that will show him what it's like to lose you. If he truly wants you and cares about you, he's going to come after you and he's going to make sure he's damn well changed. And if he's not, then you know that that man is not the soulmate for you. My short answer is yes, men can change if they want to. Finishing up the makeup. And this is the makeup look. Let's talk about girls that go after men in relationships. Before anyone comes at me with, it's the guy's fault, not the girl's fault. Obviously, the guy is at fault if he's entertaining that. However, it's also the girl's fault if she's aware that he has a girlfriend. If the girl is friends with the girlfriend, that is like a whole new level of foul and fucked up. But even if the girl doesn't know the girlfriend, it's still like, what the hell is wrong with you? The type of girls that go after men in relationships are the girls that are deeply, deeply insecure. They think it's like an achievement to take someone's man and that makes them better than the girlfriend. Newsflash, if my man can be taken by a random ass chick, I don't want him, you have him, honey. So the girls that do this are absolutely the opposite of girls. They make it like a game to get this validation from men that are in relationships. They also specifically go after men who are with like very attractive women. Their mindset is like, oh, if the boyfriend will go for me instead of her, then that may mean that I'm prettier than her. It's all about boosting their self-esteems, and they just don't give a fuck. They think, oh, because I don't know her, like, it doesn't matter. If that is your mindset, you are literally not a good person. How do you not care that you are literally fucking up an entire relationship? Obviously, it's not all on you. It's on him too completely. And if you're doing this because you think he actually loves you, oh no, honey. He is gonna start being with you and then cheat on you with the next girl. The way I look at it is, how would you like it if somebody else was doing this to you? It's entirely morally wrong and just stems from a lack of self-respect and self-esteem issues. And before anybody comes for me, yes, I'm aware that there's some cases where the girl doesn't know that the guy's in a relationship. I'm obviously not talking about that. It's funny though, because while this girl just thinks that she one-upped the girlfriend, oh no, honey, you fully saved that girlfriend so much time. When in reality, the girlfriend's gonna dump his ass, move on with her life, while the girl is still fondling with her insecurities. I will never understand why these girls want a man that is like for someone else. It makes no sense. If you're the girlfriend, absolutely blame the man if he acts on it, but you can also blame the girl too if she knew about you guys. Dump him and move on with your life. And if you're the girl that knew about this, get therapy ASAP. And this is the final makeup look. Let's talk about what to do if he doesn't want you anymore. This is in the context of you guys have a history, whether you've been dating or hooking up for a while, and he pulls you aside and says he doesn't want you anymore. When he says this, I know your stomach is literally going to drop to your butt and you're going to feel like you're dying, but try your best to hold it together when you're having this conversation with him. This will psychologically make him realize that you don't need him. Hold it together, listen to what he has to say, and when it's your turn to talk, just be like, okay. The second you walk out of there, hit up your support system, whether that's your family, your friends, whoever, and get their asses over to wherever you need them to be. The way I recommend you grieving this breakup is by handling it like a death. I know it sounds harsh, but you're not handling this breakup in the hopes of maybe one day he'll want me again. No, this person mentally just died in your life and you are going to grieve it and you're going to need your support system by your side. It's going to hurt like hell, but grieving it fully is going to make you feel so much better in the long run than grieving it partially and just being like, maybe he'll come back, you know? Here's the way I look at it. You don't want him to come back. Personally, I only get in long-term situations if I actually think I'm gonna marry that person. Would you feel comfortable having your husband be somebody that at one point didn't want you? Personally, couldn't be me. My husband is gonna love every damn second of me. Once you get past the first week of horrible emotions and in general just grieving, this is your time to literally boss the fuck up. This is your time to go to the gym extra, to work on your career, to be the best friend you could possibly be. The second you start to feel impressed by your actions, that's the second you're winning because you know you're that bitch. Disclaimer, we're not going to do any of that weird petty shit. You're going to move on fully for yourself. You're not going to give him any more of your energy. One thing that could fall under the line of petty is blocking. I honestly do support this because it's not even about him. You just don't want to be seeing his shit. You're grieving. Remember, he's dead. You're not going to be seeing his social media and shit. So that shouldn't be flaunting around your feed. The more time that goes on and the more time that you put into yourself, you are going to realize how much better you are than that man. You're also going to realize that that man letting you go was the best blessing in your life because that just opened up the window for you to find your actual soulmate. Finishing up the makeup, let's talk about 6 ways to make a man fall in love with you, part 2. Number 1, speak highly of other attractive females around you. Showing that you're a secure woman is a major green flag to men. So if a pretty girl walks by when you guys are together, rather than tensing up and being all weird and uncomfortable, maybe be like, oh my gosh, she has such gorgeous hair. Not only does this show that you're not insecure, but it also shows that you're a nice person. Number 2, don't boost their egos. Men like a challenge, and if you're complimenting them and hyping them up, they're gonna think you're way too easy. Number 3, when you're in the talking stage, if they take a while to respond to you, don't play that same game. If you wait a while to respond to, they're gonna realize that you care and that you're trying to play that game with them. Just respond when you see the text. Don't go out of your way to do anything like weird or petty, but don't get this confused with being too available. Like I said in my last video, you don't want to be too available, so if he's asking you to hang out at least a couple times, be busy. Number 4, don't sleep with them right away. A lot of my friends use a 3 to 5 date rule, but just do whatever you're comfortable with. Just the longer you put out, the more they're gonna want you. It's just a fact. Don't come for me. Psychologically, men love the chase, so when they don't have you physically, they're gonna want you more and more. If you're watching this and you've already slept with them, that's totally fine. We're just gonna psychologically mess with him. Next time you hang out with him, I want you to not sleep with him, and this is gonna confuse him and want you even more. He thought he could have you whenever you want, but you are basically proving to him that he cannot. It's like taking candy from a baby. This is gonna show him that he needs to step up his game if he wants to be with you. Number 5, don't be impressed with his good behavior. If he's scheduling dates, opening the door for you, bringing you flowers, that's not something to be impressed by. That's the bare minimum, babe. Men love it when women are impressed by them because it fuels their little egos. By not being easily impressed, he's gonna try harder and harder to impress you. Fuck it, why not see how far he'll go and what he'll do for you? Number 6, internally switch up your psychology. You want this man. You do not need this man. And the second you actually start to realize that, that's going to exude onto him. The second he feels like you don't need him, you win because he's going to want you so much more. Let me know if you guys want. Let's talk about 6 ways to make a man fall in love with you. I'm telling you, if you guys master this shit, you're gonna have any guy you want. Number 1 is hygiene. This is so important. I cannot stress it enough. The first thing anybody notices about anyone is their hygiene, how they smell, how their breath smells. It matters. Shower, make sure your hair is clean, make sure your armpits have deodorant, make sure your breath smells good. I have like 10 videos on hygiene, so go look at them. You could legit be your man's dream girl, but if you smell bad, he's not going for you. I'm telling you. Number 2 is knowing your worth. Also, everyone always comments about the shade match. This is a Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade 4.5 medium. So in terms of knowing your worth, respect yourself, have standards. Don't let him be playing any games with you. You always want to be standing up for yourself and you want to show him that you deserve the best. Number 3, protect your energy. Your aura and the energy you give off is what determines whether people like you or not. So you need to protect this at all costs by staying active, being healthy, keeping your friend group small and close. Your aura is constantly being exuded onto other people, so you always want to make sure that it is top tier. Number 4 is confidence. This kind of falls into number 2, but confidence is so sexy. You can build confidence by working on yourself, by going to the gym, working on your career, just kind of leveling up and making you the best version of yourself. And if you don't have it, fake it, because men won't know the difference anyways. The thing is, men are intimidated by women that are confident, and that is a big turn on to them. Number 5, actively listen when he speaks. Good listeners are actually hard to come by, so if you actively are showing that you're listening, it's gonna make him feel heard and want you. And number 6, don't be available all the time. A woman that is busy to a man is so attractive. Men literally hate it when women are super clingy. Needs to be fully aware that your time is valuable. Especially don't always be available for the late night booty calls.